So, Robbie, a 2-0 Boxing Day defeat to Horsham.
Yeah.
How would you sum that up? I know it's hard.
Very hard, mate, because while I thought we were very poor in the first half, there was a strong headwind against us. But when you look at it, they had the lad, they were miles better than us in the first half. They had the lad that cut in off and hit the crossbar. Other than that, they didn't really have a chance. And then we give a goal away that is just nothing short of unbelievable. And it's happened too many times, Pete, to be honest, and it just keeps happening and happening. And like I say, if I'm feeling the pain, the lads must be feeling the pain, because teams are not having to do anything to score. And forget about the last one is we're at home. You know, we're trying to get a point. What's the point in hanging on for a 1-0 loss? You know, I'd get absolutely hammered from the supporters by saying, why didn't he go for it? Or why didn't we go for it? And it's just, you know, it's a breakaway. Sort of sums us up, really. But I thought there was good positives in the second half, in terms of I thought we were a much better team in the second half. Taylor's made a few great saves. But it's just disappointing because it's, you know, we just don't look... We look like a team that's lacking in confidence. And it's a funny game, football, because we played Cray 4 games ago. They've won 5 on the spin and we haven't won in 5, and they're third in the league. And that game, there was 1 or 2 points between each other before that game. In fact, I think they might have been level on points with us, and that's the fine margins. Now, I'm not saying we can go on a run of 5 or 6 games. What I'm saying is we're just trying to get a 1 win at the minute, and you can see the effort in the second half, Pete, but we just look a little bit lost at the minute. I thought one real positive was Sammy. I thought Sammy was excellent. And I told the lads in the dressing room, I said, the reason why he's at the high level is because he's a man. Knows what it is. He's come into us, doesn't know the system, doesn't know the setup, but he's straight away our best player.
Well, Sammy actually got our radio player of the match. We just thought, although he was suffering with a bit of a cold as well, a bit of illness, he was just so calm on the ball. And I think with him and Tom Bragg in the first half, I don't think it quite worked having Tom Bragg behind him. But I thought Sam Dequar, when he came on, was a bit more positive. Yeah,
well, because they know the system, they know the play. And when we're conceding a lot of goals, Pete, we thought of trying to shoot it up a little bit and bring a little bit more defensive there, and try and get a little bit wider to use his pace and his crossing ability, which he did on Tuesday night at Banbury. Didn't work, and we changed that at half time, went back to normal, and I think you could see there was obviously a drastic change in the way we played. So that's one I'll take on the chin, but you're trying things to try and get a little bit more reassurance there, and it probably cost us in terms of us going forward. But it's not an excuse. There was quite a strong wind first half, but like you say, we just didn't. Even though we probably deserved to get something out of the game, I thought for our first half performance and some of the things we do, you shouldn't ever concede a goal like that and expect to win. That's how I look at it. I mean, it's just so, like I said to the boys after, you wouldn't get that in a playground. You know, you just can't believe it. I mean, people will say, oh, it's a great finish from the lad. Yeah, but he shouldn't be in that position to do it. You know, Toby's 30 yards outside the box. He's got so much time, and even when he knows he's under pressure, surely there's a sixth sense to think, oh, this is not going to go out. You know, I'm not trying to be totally critical of people, but you can't just keep conceding goals like that.
Well, I don't think the afternoon really started off well. Having losing Dan Gifford. It's one of the things. Yeah, it's our luck, isn't it? Dan Gifford scoring in a week, his first goal back for the club, and then he got injured in a warm-up. Is there any news on that one?
He said I think it's his glute. So he trained Christmas Eve, sort of pulled it a little bit, and then obviously had dialogue with him, and he said he was fine. And then he said he was fine in the warm-up. He just stretched for a ball, and then he said that was it. It was a little bit of a. But yeah, so it's just sort of sums it up at the minute. But I don't want to use excuses, because we had a good enough team out there to thingy. But just things are not, you know, our inconsistencies are there to see. You know, play first and have a really bad game. Today wasn't that bad. It was just second half was a lot better. Then we got to Banbury and almost get a great result there.
It was a fantastic game.
It's just the inconsistencies of what we've got at the minute. But I've got to put it right, and I'm more than capable of doing it, and I'm more than confident of doing it. So. This is the first real test for us, really, and we've got to come through it.
Well, we've got another coming up next Monday again. Lewis away. We need to be better, don't we?
We know that. We know that, because you know they're a good team. We've got them going again, and but like everything, Pete, in this league, there's not much between everybody, really, if you look at it. And but if we gift goals that we're gifting, you've got no chance. That's the crux of it, because at the end there, it should be, after the second half performance, it should be 0-0. The worst result for us today, even though they had more of the better stuff in the first half, should have been 0-0. Because we banged on the door, keepers made a couple of great saves, we got in the positions to score, their keepers made good saves and we haven't got in. That's what it should have been. But in the end, due to our naivety and our youthness, we lose 2-0.
Yeah, cheers, Robbie. We're going into this. Cheers,
Top
man.
man,
Thank you.
top
Cheers.
man.